Hello, everyone. Hopefully, everybody's having a wonderful day. So, I'm just going to go ahead and share with you some Pick 3 spreadsheet that I have. This one is called a Pick 3 cheat sheet. And this one is really a simple one, very, very simple. And we're going to test some numbers this evening and then show you how this sheet works here for you. This is a cool one because this one is based off of some codes I created. And what it does, it narrows down some numbers for us to play, which numbers came up when and everything else. So today this is we're going to go ahead and use some of these examples here. This is an example, but these are real numbers for Arizona lottery. So if you look at the numbers here, we are now in August. So this is August the 16th. So August the 16th all the way to the 27th. Right, which is today is August the 27th, so today's number is 977. All right, so but that's what we're picking some numbers off of. Just using this as an example so that at least I understand how the sheet works on this one. But this one is a cool one. It is, like I say again, it's a simple sheet. So the way it works is it's randomly chosen based off of the numbers that are against the numbers here, around here, and then also the main number that came up around those numbers. So it's a lot of time it's going to be around those numbers, the mirror numbers in this box, and then the mirror numbers off of this here. But it is random, so it bases off of that. So it'll help you choose the next winning numbers. And what I'll do is I'll automatically mirror the numbers for you as well. All right, so that way you can choose the numbers that you want to play. So tonight's, let's go ahead and go with this. Let's go start with the August 16th number. So we'll go and put that in. So what you do is you put it in here. It says enter number here, run to play, and then press the numbers here. It's just step 1, 2, and 3. So it's a really simple setup. So let's put that in. So 780. And I just put this here for the hits because sometimes people like to share the hits and stuff and just understand what the hit numbers are. So then from there you can base it off of that, which you can base it off of the hit number here and see if you can find it here. Some people like to do that. So if it was the base off of the hit, it would be the 15th. So that would be, if you add those together, that would go down to either you can keep the 5 or go with the 6. The root sum will be the 6, the hit would be the 5, because the first numbers always drop. Or sometimes people add it together. So if it was the hit here, let's just highlight the 6, let's highlight the 5. Just base it off of that and see what numbers are chosen here. So from there, we hit the run button that updated already. Now we go hit the run button here. Now updated the numbers here for us. So if it's based off of the 5, there's a 5 that was used here and here. And then the 6 was never chosen because again, like I say, these numbers are probably not going to be really chosen in this box, just based off of the areas that we like to play it off of, right? So because 3's here, and then 2's here, 3, right? So that's how it's chosen. And then from here, we go and hit the next actually run button here. And let's see if we got anything close here. So the number came out as 780. I mean, there's a 970 that came up. That was very close, which is one number off. And that's the mirror of the 425, right? So the next day's number, well, we're looking for a 049, right? So let's go and take a look at it here. 049. So still 0, 9. This one is a 7. So this one would have been a 4, right? So that's how these numbers are based off of. And you can keep playing this over and over. Let's say if we hit it again, it'll update again. See, 9, 4 is chosen here, but it's a 2, right? So it gets very close. Sometimes it might give you a direct hit. Here again, it's 7, 9, 4. This one's a 0, 4, 9. But again, like I said, this is a random sheet, but again, it does choose the number here. So if you were choosing the number based off of these, I mean, the 7 is there, the 0, so that's 0, 4, 9. So the 9 is here, the 4 is here, the 0 is that the main number, right? So, but they'll still give you random numbers here. Let's try one more time. So this one, 349, right? Again, it's a 0 here. And the same thing here. Yeah, so I mean, it gets close here. Right, still this number in this area here is kind of choosing the same numbers. And that one changed. Now it says 047 up here. And if we mirror this here, so that's the fourth click. And boom, there it is. Look at this, 049, 049. So somehow this box works here very well in this one. So, but that's the number that came up. That's the fifth click. So 5 times. All right. So let's try the next number. So let's try 049. And let's hit that run button. Now that it adjusted and updated. And the next number is going to be 138. So let's try that. So here, 389, 38, 389. So then choose a number 1, but guess what? Somehow these ones are mirroring up here and it's all 3 8s here. All right, so let's put it here. So it's 3 8. So somehow it's 3 8 that's playing it. So let's try it again. Again, see 139 here, but it's 138. This one is 195. So that's click number 2. Let's go to click number 3. 137. So we have 138. There's 1 8 here, but this is 0. That's number 3. Let's try one more. 132. 137 again. So it's one number off around everything. And then this one. So this is the fifth row. All right, so 1 6 3 9. There's an 8. 1 5. So it didn't get close in these ones. Let's do one more. 189, but we need 138. Right here, look. 138. So this time I played in this column versus this one. So this is like number 6. And still got in the three three numbers itself. It's pretty cool, huh? But you just gotta go randomly, maybe just count. This is the 5th and the 6th time it came up with the numbers under the mirror side of it. So let's try 138 here. 138. We'll go and run that. And now let's go ahead and run it again. And next number is 869. 864 is right here. If you would have mirrored this, the 9's here. Let's try it again. Let's look number 2. 865. 862. Let's click number 2. Let's do number 3. 862. 863. And then 813. This one is 69 and then the 2. 862. Let's try number 4. This one has 189. 8, so this is a mirror number again. 89 again here, but has a 4 right here. 986. So let's click number 4. Came up with this number. But it's not a direct number, but it's still a 3-digit number. It's pretty cool, huh? So let's try the 869. 869. Let's go run that. And go here. So the next number is 307. It's the first click. 309 is right here. 309. This one is 305. If you mirror the 5 to a 0, then 307. Let's try it again. Let's click number 2. Nothing. Let's try this one. Right here's 305 again. Or 300. Let's try it again. Let's click number 4 or 5. See right here is 207 versus the 3. This one has 0, 7, and the 8. The 3 is over here because I mirrored off the number. 372. Right here. Boom. 370. 073. And played off maybe like the 6th click. So somehow this thing works, but it just works to the point where, like I say, it plays around these numbers here, all these numbers here, and somehow it still keeps it finds the number. You just got to be patient to see which one to choose off of. So that's the 869. So let's try 307. Right, so let's do 307. So let me just increase the size of it so we can see it better. It's really tiny. There we go. So 307 came up with 470. So let's try that. Let's run that. Now we're going to go ahead and update this. Let's delete this real quick so we can see it better. There we go. So 407 is what we're looking for. There's a 460. And we run it here. Nothing. There's no 7 down here. Let's try it again. Right here, look, 457. There's a 408. And then that's a 3rd click here. Let's see, I can get 407. No. There's a 706. There's a 4. Let's see here. 4, 6. Nothing here. Let's try one more. There's still nothing here. There's a 474. There's a 417 here. There's a 460, but we're looking for 470. There's a 604 right here too. So this is switching out the 4s. 640. But if you just mess with it, I mean, just narrow down what you're trying to play, but maybe make scramble some numbers here for yourself. But it works. Somehow it really works. I mean, it chooses like kind of the right numbers for you You just gotta jiggle and mess with it and see what works best. So let's go down to the 26, 908. Let's try that. So 908. And tonight's number is 977. So let's see if anything pops up here. There's only one 7 pops up here. 777. I don't know if any 7s will come up because all the 7s are right in the middle. See, it's not mirroring any 7s here at all, unless two twos come up like this one right here. 779. We got 770. There's a 72. Nothing. There's no 7s in these. Not even 2s. There's a 975. These are all 1s and 6s. There's a 997. There's a 721. 995. So yeah, I mean I think the best way to play this too, like the way I used to play it is, I normally play with the dates, right? So I always try to put the dates here. If you have a date for, let's say tonight was the 27th, right? So if it's number 928, that 908, that would have came out, I would have put the 7 here. So the number would be 077, right? Now you can run the numbers. Watch, all the 7s is going to appear. See, 770, right? If I run it again, most of the 7 is going to appear again. There's three sevens, right? So we're looking for double 7s right here. Look, 775, 557. These are all 2s. Run it again. Triple 7s. But we're not looking for triple 7s. So 772. See, so the mirrors off of that. So my recommendation of playing the sheet would be whatever date tomorrow is. So whatever date, so this is 908, right? So the date is the 27th. That's the reason why I put the 7 in here, so it can trigger that to pull all the numbers. So let's do this. Let's try another number. Let's go to the 20th, right? So it's 307. That's what we're looking for earlier. So the 307. So we put 307. Then we run. Now, the 20th is 307, but we're looking for the 21st. So we want to put the 1 here. So I would change the number to 921 because that's in the rundown. So I would run that. Now 1 appears here. And now we can go and search. The next number will be 470. Now here, 474, 744. We're looking for 70. So we run it again. 470 is what we're looking for. Nothing. 470. 476. 742. Nothing, huh? And that didn't work. Maybe if we switch it to Let's try the date of the 20th. So instead of a 921, we put the 0 there. 090. So the same rundown, but let's use the data of the date of that number that was drawn, right? So the date of that number was drawn was 307, but the date is the 20th. So we put this as the 20th here. So let's go and run that. See, 470 would appear. Boom. Look at this. 470 appeared right at the bottom. So maybe mess around with the sheet, maybe play the date of the number, and that's how the 470 appeared right away. So let's try this one. So let's try 470, and that's to the 21st. All right, so 470. We're going to run it. Now the 21st is here, so we'll go ahead and put 301. We'll run that. And now we're going to run to see if we can get the next number, which is 6. Actually, yeah, it's going to be 693. 693. 694. 938. 694. And the number we're looking for is 693. So 638 here. Same thing I'm here, 938. So let's run that again. And we're looking for 693. 691. 931, but the 6 is over here. 641 would be 69635. 694. Let's try it again. 935. It's bound to hit it. 638 again. 695. 63. 683. All right, 983. 683 is down here. It's there. I mean, it's just very close. It's just like hitting just a rounded numbers itself. You know what I mean? So, but it is interesting. It's another thing that you can always use it on. So let's try one more. Let's try the 24th. 377. 377. So we're going to play for the 24th. So we're going to take this 4 up here. And we're going to use the exact date when this number was played, the 377. So the next date's number was 080. Nothing here. I don't think the zeros will play on this unless there's a 5 that keeps drawn. Nothing. See, there's no 5 or 0. This is crazy, huh? Because it's not showing all the 5s right in the middle. That's the reason why it's doing that, is you won't see a 5. Nothing. See? It's crazy, huh? No 5s at all. No 5s or zeros. Because all the 5s and the zeros are right in the middle. So that's the 25th. But if you were to take the 25th, what number do we play on? 377. But if we would play it, we put it to the 24th. But if we were to switch that to the 25th, let's try, instead of playing the same date, we played the next day's date, the 25th. So now we go ahead and run that. 25 is here and the 5 is here. So let's go and run this. Boom, boom. So now we're looking for 080, 006, 006. 005, 081, 087. See, now it's playing all the five and the zeros. So that's really how this thing works here. 082, 086, right here. Boom. 080. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, so that is how this chart is used. So if you guys want to keep messing with it and work it out, maybe just base it off of the dates, because that's how this thing is playing, is based off of the dates. So if I would have chose the 080 and play on the 26th, let's try that. So 080, now we play the sixes, so we can try it for the fives, which will be the 535. That's for the same date. See if 908 can come up. 9408. We're looking for 908. 938. 920. 780. 708. 970. What was 908? That's what we're looking for. 982. This is 908 again, but this one's a 4. 928. 985. If you flip the 5 and the 0 here. So you just got to go through them and find out what your best numbers you want to play. Just narrow them down because this part is hot for some reason, right? But it triggers it to play it right here, 980. Finally, after a while, but still populated. All right, well, we learned something here today, so thank you for watching. Hopefully this chart and information gave you more details of how to use this, and just yeah, just play smart, understand how this chart works, maybe test out the middle numbers as dates, or test out the last numbers as dates if you want. But this is set up as a 317, right? So this chart is a 317 chart. All right, well, thank you for watching, and have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye.